Orb at Oakland Radio and Broadcasting.
Is Radio Marathon. Radio Marathon is like the highlight of my life. I have been looking forward to Radio Marathon since last Radio Marathon, basically. It's 24 hours of continuous specialty programming. So we have hours like right now Island Nation is going on behind me, so it's like Island Nation music. So we also have an hour that's like Tectonic Plates, which is like screamo and stuff like that. I'm hosting a few hours. I'm hosting at 2 p.m. I'm hosting a talk hour. I'm hosting the Pittsburgh Water Collaboratory. I'm hosting 1 a.m. deep sea conspiracy theories because I have a theory that Elvis is in the Mariana Trench. And then I'm hosting 9 a.m. tomorrow, which is going to be rough. I'm hosting rising sea levels and climate change talk. So it should be fun. Yes. So today, February 20th to the 21st, is our winter marathon. It's an annual thing. I think it's been going on for 10 years. It first started off as like 921 minutes, I think was the thing, because we're 92.1 FM. But now it's 24 hours, and it's been 24 hours since I've been a freshman. It's like 24 hours of all specialty programming. We break our format. So if you didn't know, WPTS Radio is a formatted radio station. This is pretty cool, especially among like college radio stations, because a lot of college radio stations are freeform, which means like they let anybody play anything. They're like, you can do anything you want, like in the bounds of FCC, but like you can do anything. We have a format, and our format is like a progressive sound of like underrepresented artists, underrepresented genres, and generally like try and bring like more like local music and like things you wouldn't hear on other radio stations in Pittsburgh. Winter Marathon is kind of a time where usually we'll focus on like smaller artists, but we'll try and like break format to like fit this big theme. This year's theme is 92.1 leagues under the sea, so like underwater themed. So we have like a ton of hours. We have like the sunken treasure hour, so like songs that are like popular or would popular, but like totally lost to time in the sense of like nobody talks about them enough anymore. So like maybe that's breaking format a bit, but we want to highlight those songs. And we have an hour talking about like sea movies, like movies about the sea. We have our deep sea conspiracy theory hour. We have like our animal fact hour. But yeah, we try and make like have a big theme and then theme a bunch of hours for 24 hours. So it's all kind of crazy and a blast. So I really like it. I guess other information about it, it's 12 to 12, today to tomorrow. I'll try and stay awake. Never done it. I've stayed the whole time. I have fallen asleep various times. That should be fun.
That's a tough question. I have to say my favorite part about Winter Marathon is just everybody being in the station, because I feel like with a lot of like, especially like our directors, like there's not really a lot of times where we're all in the same room, especially because like WPTS is such a big club, or such a big organization, I should say. Not really, you never really see everyone in the same room together. So Winter Marathon, everybody kind of clears their schedule and makes sure they're present for at least some of it. We have a lot of people that will stay the whole 24 hours and like stay awake. So I think my favorite part of Winter Marathon is absolutely just like the community aspect, everybody being here, having a great time, staying up late, drinking lots of energy drinks, and like just hanging out. It's really, really great. It reminds me a lot of why I love WPTS so much in the first place.
I think just one of the directors just had the idea, let's do ocean theme. So we were all kind of just like, yeah, I think we could think of 24 hours for ocean theme stuff. So then we started talking during one of our director meetings. We have them like pretty much like 2 times a month. And like the one director meeting, we kind of just said, okay, let's plan out all of the hours. And then we were able to think of 24 hours of programming for it. So it worked out well.
So I run a few set hours. Sports, this is not an event that sports is too much involved with. We do a lot of other things. but we have 1 hour from 4 to 5, and then 5 to 6, and then 10 to 11 p.m. tonight. Our 4 to 5 hours drafting our favorite water sports. What kind of water sports are there? Like water polo or synchronized swimming or diving or regular swimming or stuff like that. And then we also do, usually throughout the year, we do live play-by-play and color commentary for basketball, football, volleyball, and sometimes baseball. So we're going to take our play-by-play skills and do kind of like a relay race and call that live on air. So that's our plan for Winter Marathon. And then we're also doing, like, you know how you talk about stats for players? We're doing that, but for animals. So that'll be fun for our 10 to 11 p.m. hour. We're calling that Shark Week hour.
Yeah, so I am currently the station manager for the 2025-2026 academic year. This is my third year being at WPTS. Previously, I was the content assistant station manager, so I handled all of the stuff that goes on air. And then in my freshman year, I was a general like staffer, but I also helped edit podcasts. I was like assistant podcast director. So yeah, I've been involved my entire time at Pitt. It's been really awesome for me. I've loved being at the station. I found pretty much all my friends here, outside of like classes. And yeah, I had a lot of fun. I've learned a lot of things. I love audio editing now. I never thought I would. And it's super cool. And right now as station manager, I handle a lot more like managerial stuff, kind of making sure all of the content that we have is like happening, you know, talking to my assistant station managers, managing my directors, talking to our general manager, working with like student affairs if we do stuff with them, but then also just general events like Winter Marathon or like bigger station-wide events, like making sure the staff knows and helping collaboration happen. So kind of being on the director board, I had kind of helped planning it. Neil, he's one of our ASMs. He came up with the general theme, but a lot of us helped contribute to the hours and stuff like that. So we all took my 3 hours. My job is just kind of organizing everything for those. For example, I'm right out there. I've been procrastinating doing my question writing. So yeah, just kind of really contributing to that and also kind of getting people to join the hours and helping things kind of run smoothly. This event takes everyone, you know, it's not just directors who can do this, but you need a lot of organization for it to work.
My role currently at WPTS is Tech Assistant Station Manager, so I assist in operations regarding our tech branch, overseeing our video productions, podcasting, and engineering department. I also do our DJ training and our website management. I've been involved with WPTS since my freshman year, since Welcome Week, and then I showed up once, and then I kind of never left.
They can't get rid of you?
No, they can't. They can't get rid of me. They're not getting rid of me next year. So, yep.
I've been involved at WPTS all 4 years here at the University of Pittsburgh, and I run the sports department now. I used to be a staffer my freshman year in sports. Then over the past 3 years, I got more interested in doing the sports director job, and then I took it over this year in my final year.
Pretty much, I run board for a few of the hours. Like my next hour or my first hour that I'm running is at 1 o'clock, and that's vacation songs, and I'm running that with my friend. And then another hour that I'm running is at 8 p.m. and it's blues, so kind of like blue, I guess, like the ocean. So pretty much I run board and I just hang around because I'm already an on-air DJ as it is, so I know how to like use the board. I have like my on-air personality, my DJ name. Yeah, it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, so as one of the directors and being a part of management, we kind of work together to host the hours, where we help run the board and make sure staffers can join in on the hours and everything goes smoothly. We also help plan out the hours, the theme. So the theme for this winter marathon is 92.1 leagues under the sea, 92.1 being our signal, obviously, and then it's a play on the title of whatever number of leagues under the sea it's from. I don't remember. Yeah, I'm a little tired already. But so we come up with the theme and then we work on making all the hours, and we then have a director that is working on getting all those hours underwritten. So there's a lot that we do in preparation, and then most of us directors and management, we stay here the whole time and make sure the whole thing's running smoothly, and we don't mind the sleep deprivation because it's all worth it. It's so fun. Yeah, so luckily enough, some of this is like historical knowledge of like, since we've put on a 24-hour thing before, like we kind of know how to like set things up, you know, all our DJs are trained. So in that respect, not as much on like the training side because everyone knows how to like run the board and like run equipment. But for like building playlists and like researching hours, like each like director who's running it will like try and like get their group of people or staff to like help contribute different like music tastes or songs and or topics, or and that can take a little bit of brainstorming, a couple hours, and then our bigger hours like the radio play, you know, Michaela, who is our current content assistant station manager, had to like kind of reformat an existing radio play to like fit the theme, and that took a bit. And then we try and underwrite the whole show, the whole marathon. So WPTS is a non-commercial station, so we don't sell advertising or ads, but we do have like underwriting, which is like a donation, and then we can like shout them out on air for being like, thank you for donating, you know, like much like other non-commercial stations. And we'll try and get the whole, you know, winter marathon underwritten, and that takes a lot of work and preparation from our underwriting director Thomas Simeon, our underwriting staff, and then also our marketing interns at the station. And so they put a lot of effort into that, so we're really grateful for that. But then there's a ton of work that goes into like promoting it, you know, all the graphic design of like the posters and the reels. We'll try and make little posters around the station, tell our staffs about it, and yeah, so I'd say a good amount of work.
Because it's fun and we have a lot of voices and characters that we do. It's I don't know any other radio station around here that's going to be doing something like that. No other Pittsburgh radio stations are doing that. I can't say that no other radio stations do this, but it's something that's different. And also, you can tune in at any point during the 24 hours, and there's something live going on. And you can discover new music. We're playing international music. We are playing crazy genres of music people wouldn't think to listen to even on the radio, like just ambient music. Not many radio stations are playing just ambient music. You know, not many times will you turn on the radio and you get to hear a radio drama anymore. That's not really a thing that happens over regular radio in this day and age. So we offer a lot of fun content that really isn't over the radio anymore, at least on a regular signal. So especially average listeners in Pittsburgh that are just turning their dial, I think it's something to catch their ears and listen to and invest themselves into. I'm hosting the Bachelorette Hour. Who doesn't want to hear the radio Bachelorette? I mean, I think that's awesome. So it offers a unique space for people who just want to hear something different and discover something new.
I think the average person should be interested in the marathon. Not to be vague, but just because it's awesome. I don't know. It's like for a full 24 hours, because obviously during our normal schedule we don't have DJs for 24 hours. Like you're like on a Tuesday night, you're not going to hear someone from 2 to 4 a.m. because that's crazy. But at the winter marathon, you get that opportunity to like constantly tune in and hear new voices on air and stuff like that. And I think it's just like an opportunity that's like doesn't present itself very often at all. And so like, yeah, it's just like, I think it's just such a fun thing too, because especially during the later hours, like everyone gets a little silly and stuff. And I think it makes for a really, really entertaining broadcast. Like we have a radio play coming up. I'm really excited for that. And then at like 5 a.m. we're doing, or 5 or 6 a.m. I can't even remember. We're doing a like a sort of Bachelor style like reality like radio show. And so like I just know that like that is going to be awesome. It was awesome last year. Yeah, and so like I think just like looking forward to these events is like, I don't know, these events are just awesome.
And on that same vein, is WPTS the best radio station in the world?
Yeah, easy. Oh my, I can't. I just like can't imagine like another station doing something like this to this level, just because like we're awesome.
Why shouldn't they? There's something for everyone. I mean, it's 24 different hours. So, you know, if you stay up late, there's something for you. You can listen to my Deep Sea Conspiracy Theories hour. You know, if you really scream out, you can listen to Tectonic Plates. If you want to hear something funny and be entertained, we have Treasure Island hour, which is a radio play. We have like a play on The Bachelor going on at 5 a.m. If you like movies, there's an hour for that. If you like island music, if you like jazz, if you like live shows, we have a live DJ, we have a live band come in. There's like literally something for everyone. Like again, I'm hosting like a news-based climate change talk hour. There's literally something for everyone. So if you are interested in anything, you should tune in.
I think the average person should care about it because they can tune in at any time during the 24 hours and just hear, a regular person speaking on air. Because we have the talk show hours, and there's a huge variety as well. Like it's not going to be the same thing every single hour. There's going to be different music played every hour, and we also have 2 live shows as well. I think one is at 7 p.m. and one is at 9, so they can listen to music live on air as well as just hearing people's live voices. And it's only a thing that happens once a year. So there's not going to be another time this year where it's 24 hours of live broadcasting. So
I think it's important because it allows students to have a voice, right? I think it's the music we play. It's about creating a community. It's about giving students the ability to play music that you don't necessarily hear on air all the time, right? Pittsburgh is such a classic rock haven. I'm kind of sick and tired of listening to classic rock on the radio. I want to hear something new. I want to hear something interesting. And I want to hear what's fresh with young people. And I think a lot of people want to hear that too. And so music that students like is music that everyone's going to like. And I think for students who are interested in new things or want to be in charge of something about what goes on air and want to make a difference in what gets played, I think this is a great opportunity.
Well, I think in general, radio can be seen as a dying art, especially with the rise of podcasts and short form video and stuff like this. There's many different ways now that people consume media, and sometimes, radio in itself is getting kind of lost. We are very fortunate that we are online. We are also on iHeartRadio, so we're on streaming services. So we have like a bigger outreach. I think it's a great way for students to, one, find something new like I did. I didn't know, I didn't want to get into radio, but I've learned so much being here. You find people that you wouldn't even think you have something in common with. There are so many different people here, and there's actually not that many communications majors that do the radio station. There's a lot of engineers, there's a lot of bio students, there's people from all parts of Pitt, and I think it's a great way to make something you're proud of every day. Every day we are working towards making our radio station better, and every single day you get to see people fall in love with the one thing that you fell in love with your freshman year, and it's beautiful. So I think being able to be a part of something that you can confidently say, I did that, I made that show really cool, it gives people opportunities, and it gives people something to be proud of. It's the most important thing ever. It's that easy. Radio, even if you're not, most of the people on our staff are not going into any sort of radio or going into any sort of broadcasting, but this is a creative outlet for them. But it also teaches you professional skills. This isn't, we have game time and we have fun nights, but at the end of the day, like, you have to, be serious about things, because this is something people consume. We have a product essentially, and we put it out on the airwaves, excuse me. It needs to be high quality. It needs to be FCC regulated. There's a lot of components that go to it. So, being a part of student media teaches you these professional skills while also, making a huge community. I mean, all my friends are here. I'm living with a bunch of people from here next year. This is just my home, and so it's just nice to see it succeed, and it's nice to also contribute to that.
I guess just join the station. I've been here for 4 years now, and it's been like a home outside of home for me. Just being able to come to a place and getting work done and meeting some of the kindest, nicest people. Michaela, Maxine, Lucy, Sabrina, Neil, Caroline, Julie, Jules, all of the people here have welcomed me with open arms over the years. You can even say Bella or Alex or other people from past who have now graduated, continue to make this space, as it continues to evolve, a safe and welcoming space. And it's just really cool to see it still standing and still have so much respect and power within the community. So just come and join the station. We're 411 WPU. Yeah.
I think it's important because it allows students to get on air and get experience doing things like that, because it's kind of hard to get into that industry, I feel like, because usually people start out young and then like they're in radio for a really long time, especially if there's not enough stations in the city that you live in. Like, we have a lot of stations in the area, but I think having a student run radio just presents to people that we're students, but we can also do this as a job at the same time. And also, we play a lot of underrepresented artists, and a lot of the stations in the Pittsburgh area don't play underrepresented artists. So I think having WPTS as a student-run station, we have like a different mindset, and a lot of the DJs here and the people here in general just have a good music taste and can find and like pick apart different bands from either the Pittsburgh area or just different cities in general. So it's nice being able to put that out on air because you don't really hear that music too much.
Oh my gosh, for so many reasons. To speak to one, I think just giving students a voice over the airwaves is super, super important. You know, hearing from the students that actually attend this university over the airwaves as opposed to like communications from like, you know, admin and stuff. Hearing from students directly and what students care about through WPTS is super important. And, you know, WPTS also is a huge part of the Oakland music scene and stuff. We're kind of like central to, you know, this music discovery in Oakland, as well as like hosting local bands and stuff. We have a weekly live show every week. We have 2 live shows during this winter marathon alone. And so like providing a platform to these smaller bands is super important to WPTS as a whole. Our mission statement is to platform underground, underrepresented artists, and by doing so, we are giving kind of like a voice to the voiceless, and I think it's really important.
Yes, I'm like queen of the radio stations. I love the radio stations. WPTS is number 1. We have the best programming ever, best music ever, best people ever, best station interior ever. I mean, I'd say. Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Again, I don't know any other Pittsburgh radio stations that are playing underground and underrepresented music. We do. We bring in local bands. Oh, what other radio stations are bringing in local bands in Pittsburgh? Yeah, so I definitely can say in Pittsburgh. In the whole world, I don't know. I feel like there's some good competition out there. A lot of wonderful people doing great things with college radio, and I'm inspired by people who have that same passion in other schools. But WPTS Radio on top.
I don't know. I love WPTS, and I'm glad that I joined this my freshman year because now I'm graduating and I met all of my best friends here. So I love them. That's all I gotta say.